well buy food off her. So I've now set up the my second microphone with compression, but I don't think the quality's as good when I go quiet, and the game with audio decking.
Oh, hi.
Yeah. Some Chupa Chups. We'll buy out all the Chupa Chups. Buy these items, which I shan't say out loud. Well, the cheese wasn't very good, was it? Oh, I'll buy it anyway. Cheese in real life is amazing. Well, I could. There is one way of doing a recap, but what it is it's a load of horror imagery flashing on the screen at once, and I don't know if that's what you'd want in a recap. But yeah, I can also describe the events of the game because we're not very far. So this is Agent York, Francis Morgan. Everyone just calls him York. He has a friend called Zach. That's me. He talks to Zach. He tells people not to ask about Zach. It's just a thing. Don't worry about it. We had a weird dream. It's going to be difficult to describe that dream, so I'm just going to skip that. But yes, a lady was found murdered by two twins with very religious names. I think it was Isaiah and Colin. It wasn't. It was Isaiah and something else. And two twins found the woman murdered, tied on a tree. She had a snake on her. We have investigated that crime scene. They think it was a... hang on. Also, there's monsters in this game. So, okay, so now that you've seen the wood path, that should have cleared up everything that's happened. Yeah, he hasn't... Okay, so we arrive at the town, we have a minor car crash, and then we have to fight these monsters. And the monsters are humans, but they bend over backwards and they chase us. We've just done a scene like this, so we might not see them for a while. They chase us while walking backwards, and they make noises. And some of those noises are "Don't kill me," like that. It's quite hard to describe. And then we've met the two police officers. You know what would be lovely if there was like a list of people in this game? Actually, there kind of is now that I think about it. This fantasy Angel Isaiah. That's one of the twins. Seems like he's important. So we met two police officers. There's the sheriff. He has a handlebar mustache. Doesn't like us very much. And there's Emily Watson. Just straight up Emily Watson. Not sure why Emily Watson's in this game, but she is. But there's also one more police officer we met at the station eventually. Whose name I forget. Yeah, and then we've gone to this. We went to the scene of the crime. We think there was a lady there, but like, just I'm not lying. It's straight up. We'll see her in a moment. Straight up, Emily Watson is in this game. I have no idea. Like, can you just do that? Can you just have? Because it's not played. I don't think she's played by Emily Watson, but somebody's gone like, I want Emily Watson in my game. Just gonna have her likeness. I'm doing a very poor job of explaining the plot of this game. Occasionally, basically, sometimes we'll go somewhere and like Silent Hill, just combat will start, and then Francis will talk to somebody, And he won't ever acknowledge that monsters attacked him. Like, he'll find clues along the way, but he never, like, goes, there's fucking monsters! Like there, like 7 of them! I think they're zombies! No, he just doesn't mention it. You'd think that would be the very first thing he'd bring up, but... and so what no one expects in a game that's a horror game that's inspired by Twin Peaks is that for some reason it's also a car game with cars. With a health and stamina and food and sleep. Yeah. So the reputation this has is that everyone who plays it loves it because it's so weird, but it's also janky as fuck. I'm having to play this on my Xbox One. It's an Xbox 360 game, hence Xbox 360. I should drive on the correct side of the road, shouldn't I? I'm in America.
Zach, if you notice anything, just stop me.
Let's try not to break any crimes. But yeah. But all the other versions of the game, like on Steam, are like really broken. And a sequel came out recently, but that's not good. I'm not playing the sequel. But it's even more broken, and there's issues outside of that. I don't know where I'm going. Issues that I love when Japanese people make American games. I have no idea why they do it, but yeah, he didn't seem to mean anything by it, because people told Swery, who made this game, about the issues. Not the jank. Nobody cares about the jank. Yeah, ACAB as well, but and he seemed very upset that he upset people. But unfortunately, it's not getting out. Anyway, sorry. I can't really explain, so I shan't. We'll just focus on this game and not a sequel I'm probably never going to play. I might accidentally have seen who the killer is on the internet as well, because this game is like 20 years old. And I've seen one particular character. Yes, sorry, excuse me.
Zach, we can take a rest if you're tired.
I mean, sure, but... Yeah, sorry, I've seen one particular character looking a little bit more aggressive than they usually do in one of the screenshots. And maybe that's not the killer, because who knows in this game? But I reckon I've seen that screenshot a lot, and it occurred to me, hang on, I know who that is. They just look different for some reason. We're supposed to go somewhere at 3 o'clock, but it's way too early for that, so I'm not really sure what to do with my time. I guess we'll go to a bar. That's closed. Okay. Is it too early? Can we wait? Is there a wait button? What's this? Yes, okay, so these are our first clues. So that's what the monsters look like in number 1. And obviously there's the axe that we call him the Raincoat Killer. I've just found that out. But there's also magical red. We have prophetic dreams, or I guess they're called deadly premonitions. But the red ivy, I think, is on our side. I'm not 100% sure. But we have a red room that we sat in for our dreams. When we went to investigate the body, there's a piece of red heel. 2 bent pieces of grass, chip with rusted metal dust that told us to go to the lumber mill, picture of vest with holes, so we think the murderer has an upside down peace sign. That's their symbol. You can actually see it. Not that. No, you can't see that. But I mean, there's the raincoat killer right there. But that, presumably that's hiding their true identity. But yeah, upside down peace sign and the missing pin in the heel. So we think a woman was at the crime scene. We don't think that's actually the killer. That's somebody who knew the dead body who ran away. We need to interview that person at some point. Anna is the person who died. And then we went to the lumber mill because Twin Peaks. So there's red hair, a raincoat, verse peace sign again, drawn with Anna's blood. I don't remember that. Peeled a fingernail, so. We do have more of these profiles, but again, like they just go, yeah, here's a billion images. Right. I'll use this time to figure out if there's a wait button. There's a clock. I might look it up. Google deadly premonition wait button.
Here's what I've found.
Google deadly premonition 1. Is there a way to wait?
Here's what I've found.
Oh, of course. Yeah. What a fool I've been. Okay, I'm gonna go to the place I need to go to and then wait then. Or we could have a car race, because that's certainly what should be in a spooky horror mode game. A way to car race with people. Cut. Ah, damn it, I should have known the lyrics to American Idiot. Gonna be the... No, I don't know. Da-ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. Da-ba-ba-da-ba. Yeah, I don't know why. Have you noticed there's it's playing a fake version of American Idiot in the background? so this game is tonally quite strange. What's that? Oh no, I got a penalty. How do I get to there? I didn't sign up for car driving. Oh, who put a wall in there? I guess that was a lap. No, I thought it would be a different direction. Did I mention that I'm not great at driving games? How am I supposed to know where the next turns are? You need to tell me the next one and the one after that so I can prepare. I may not be good at driving games, but I do understand how they should be made. Or whatever. Looks like I was the American idiot, but not American. Okay, I really don't want to be like trapped somewhere without any petrol. Let's drive to the rec center. That took me. The time seems to be like real time, so we definitely do have to wait.
So, where shall we go next?
Going to the rec center. I just said Zach. No, I'm Zach. York. There's a fence there. I can go through the fence. The fence will help me. Oh, in the middle. Okay. Right. You may be wondering how does one wait in this game? And it's obvious, you fool. What a fool we all have been for not understanding. 5 hours. I need to wait 5 hours. No, I don't. I need to wait 8 hours. No. Yes, fool. Everyone knows that the way you wait is it's by smoking cigarettes. That's how you wait. Oh, what? You want me to look at the time? Nobody told me I had to use understand analog clocks. Is it 15? Is it free? I'll stop at free. So yeah, now we just play the waiting game. So oh, but now we're really super hungry. Oh, and we're very tired as well. Who knew that just standing around for that long would make you incredibly tired? Yeah, I had to smoke for 8 hours. Here's Emily Watson and Thomas. I should observe. You can't really tell from here, but like, it totally is. Okay, I'm a bit worried that he's going to fall asleep.
Community Center. Now that's an impressive building. Clock tower's impressive too.
He needs to put audio ducking on as well. Country ham. Damn, I can't do the whistle.
Zach, I haven't been on stage like this since elementary school. I'm not some tree in the wind this time either. Well, that was a tough role. That was a piece of scenery. Bright red tree.
Thank you all for coming today. Getting right down to business. Agent Morgan from the Federal Bureau of Investigations wishes to speak with you.
Good afternoon. I'm Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Some of you are already aware by now of the tragic murder of Anna Graham. Truly a heinous, terrible crime. I've come to this town to solve the murder of this young, beautiful girl, and to bring the one responsible to justice.
Justice? Or just ice?
Unfortunately, incidents like these have a tendency to happen again. I asked to have you gathered here so I
There's
can
Emily
give
Watts.
some advice in order to minimize the risk of further fatal incidents. Firstly, please stay away from any dark, dangerous, isolated places. Those of you with children, especially of honest age, please guide your children away from such places at all costs. Secondly, avoid going out when it is raining. Now, I've heard the folklore story of the raincoat killer. There is a chance
I'm not imagining that, right?
it's mimicking the story.
Oh yeah, there is a lot of bugs.
Women should
That'll
also
be important to
especially
plot.
careful. I would hate to see more victims.
Carol McLean.
Who's the fashionably late one?
That's Carol, Thomas's sister. She owns a bar.
Thomas's sister.
Now, So, as I have said, avoid going outside when it is raining. Young women should be especially careful. Report anything or anyone suspicious immediately. The murderer will be caught and brought to justice. But you must all remain on guard until we do so. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
In some ways, to make a weirdly Japanese Twin Peaks is genius, because like you can put like terrifying skull-faced wheelchair man in, and you're like, yeah, that is weird. But in any other Japanese game, that'd be kind of normal. But
When paying for our sins, we must not frown. The loss of Anna was for that debt. When purple fog covers our town, we'll all wander in hell, I fret. So says Mr. Stewart.
so we're getting our suspects. I love this song because it sounds like I'm playing SimCity.
Sure knows how to steal thunder.
Well then, Zach, let's ask some questions before all these guys leave.
Right, yeah, there's George and there's Thomas. They're the police. I don't think anyone else is important.
Agent York, your words really made me think about Anna's death again. How could one do such a terrible thing? I'm still in shock.
Thomas, I forgot to ask. You don't have a tattoo on your back, do you?
Tattoo? I do, actually. But why?
Could you show it to me, please?
What? Now? Here?
Yes, please. This is vital for our investigation.
Okay, if it's gonna help you any.
Well, I'm wondering who G is now, but aside from that,
Did it tell you anything?
it told me that you didn't kill Anna.
Of course not. What are you saying?
You ought to see that tattoo, Zach. A big heart with an arrow through it and Love G in the center.
I don't know when he got that done, but we've all been through the 80s.
Yeah, so we've seen the backs of Emily and George. Like I actually said at the time, one of them's gonna have scars because there's no reason to show their backs unless somebody has something on their backs. Like we know, and not Love G. He has a bunch of scars, but he won't tell us why. Emily has nothing on her back. Honestly, they're putting a lot of effort into making us think that Thomas is harmless. So I was surprised they straight up showed that there was nothing relevant on his back, unless Love G is relevant, which it might be, but they didn't show us, and not showing us would be cheating if it wasn't relevant. And obviously, Thomas is literally based on somebody in Twin Peaks, so it would be a reasonably clever twist, because that character in Twin Peaks is, what's his name? There's two of them. There's the receptionist and the police officer. But he's not the same. He's more nervous. He's not dumb like the person in Twin Peaks. take the sign. Anyway, I guess. I mean, it presumably isn't just a scar on people's back, because I feel like that'd be very easy to solve, that murder.
Quite a performance. Mysterious and very poetic. But I don't think many of your audience appreciated it.
Aren't you the baddie into Metal Gear?
Mr. Francis York Morgan, the purple fog appears with rain, soiling and ruining our town. The evil does not drain. Find out why the town is soiled. Remove the source from which it boiled. Then and only then, your case is solved. But for this to happen, to solve the crime, the proper must do the murder at the time. It is not yet mine, that is, Mr. Stewart's time. But if you, Mr. York, find the right timing to chat with me, that is, with Mr. Stewart.
What? I can't hear you because of these bees.
See? So says Mr. Stewart.
So, Harry, you know something. But there's some reason why you can't tell me yet. Is that what you're trying to say?
Cut the poetic rubbish, Harry, and tell us what you know. We can force you to talk, you know.
Hey, Cab.
Mr. Francis York Morgan, pay close attention to the signs, the omens, and the premonition.
Especially the deadly ones.
Small they may be, they still are finds, and helpful to your investigations. So says Mr. Stewart.
Thanks for the warning, Harry. But don't worry. Me and Zach, we know what we're doing.
What was I going to say? I should probably talk to George as well now that I think about it. Nope, completely forgotten. No, it's gone. My brain has released it. Maybe we'll come back later.
Agent Morgan, here's your chance to get to know some of the townsfolk. Don't let it go to waste.
You're one of the townsfolk, George. Oh, yes. Now I remember. Twin Peaks was never meant to be solved. The network forced Lynch to put an ending to the mystery. And, of course, as soon as the ending got introduced to the series, it went downhill until the very end. But secondly, thematically, the real evil isn't specifically the supernatural murder that took place. It's that it could take place. There's a corruption in the town. And, like, if you take away the supernatural element and just look at, like, themes, the real murder, the real evil of Twin Peaks was a bunch of powerful people who could essentially get away with anything anyway.
Agent York, are you finished asking questions yet? When you're done, let me know. We'll all get dinner.
And, yeah, I'm not going to lie, I don't think Deadly Premonition is going to have that sort of depth. But we'll see. I don't think they're bees. I think they're hornets. Actually, I have no idea what they are. They are creatures of which I do not recognise. Oh, yeah, we need to talk to the lady, don't we? The fashionably late one. Hang on, are you both... Well, okay, I understand, yeah, that, like, computer games, they're resource heavy. You take shortcuts. Why would you have them sit right next to each other? Put them on the other side so I don't immediately recognise their dupes.
Anna was an airhead.
What do you mean? Are you saying she was killed because she was an airhead?
Are we now
Or are you
not
saying
allowed to
that
look
she
at
was
each
an
other during
airhead
this
for being
conversation?
killed?
I'm sure she's still an airhead even in heaven. She changed her hair every day. If she lost a pound, she'd be ecstatic. Gain one, and she'd almost be in tears. She broke many, many plates every day at the diner, and she'd always have a smile on her face. Always having fun. Everyone looked at her and knew she was a cute, adorable, loving airhead. But they would be smiling right along with her. I wouldn't be surprised if the angels smiled with her too.
Isaac and Isaiah said that Anna was a fairy of the forest, a goddess.
Okay then. Well, I guess I need cigarettes just in case I need to wait again. I have no idea where we are. We weren't here a second ago. Grab that middle. Are you a suspect? You have a voice?
So you're the FBI agent.
Oh, you do. It's the owner of the scrapyard. General.
I'm FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan.
I'm the general. I fought for my country in the Vietnam War.
A real-life war hero. So why are you living here?
Soldier, this is my hometown. After a man returns from war, there's no place to go other than his hometown. Your little speech, you mentioned the raincoat killer.
Was that a problem?
You imbecile. The raincoat killer's no myth, not mere folklore, not a fairy tale. It's based on actual events that happened in this town.
It is. I'm interested. Can you tell me more about this?
You kids today don't even know how to ask for something right. Soldier, if you want to hear more, you come to my office.
He literally exudes raw power, Zach. Despite the credibility issues, we should give him a visit.
One thing, though. Calls himself a general, but isn't that a sergeant's uniform?
Mysteries abound. Okay, it looks like we're gonna have to actually drive around town and talk to people. I like that there's an actual like mystery aspect. It's really weird that there's fighting because like there's shooting sections in this. We have a gun that never runs out of bullets.
I'm U.S. Special Agent Francis York Morgan. And you are?
Olivia, Nick's wife.
It's Olivia, Nick's wife.
Anna worked at your husband's diner, right? What kind of girl was she?
Well, she was a very hard worker. A nice girl.
Did you ever see her acting strange?
Well, not really. But there was one thing. Well, you see, the diner closes when it rains. Many shops do that around here, as you might have heard. Anyway,
yeah,
Anna always seemed unfocused the day after it rained. And came in late, too. It was almost as if she used up all her energy the day before. Come to think of it, that was really strange. Did that legendary monster really kill her?
It wasn't a monster. Just a criminal. Criminal I'm going to catch and bring to justice.
Talk to Nick in a second. When did this come out? When did Deadly Premonition come out?
Deadly Premonition was published the 17th of February, 2010.
This has been upscaled on the Xbox One, though.
I'm U.S. Special Agent Francis York Morgan.
Slightly.
I presume you are the owner of the diner that Anna worked at?
That's right.
It's Nick Cormack, diner owner.
I'd like to ask you a few questions about Anna Graham. Did you notice anything strange about her prior to the incident? Nick, are you hiding something?
No, nothing.
You sure?
I'm sorry, but I don't like repeating myself.
I'm FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please, call me York.
Wesley, owner of the gun store called Panda Bear. People around here call me the gunsmith.
It's Wesley, the gunsmith.
Was there something you want to ask me?
How do you make a living running a gun store in a place like this? I'd be worried because there can't be that many customers.
Worry gives a small thing a big shadow. I do gunsmith work in my shop, too. If you got the skills, the customers find you. All you need is a network.
I hope so.
I've already got myself a submachine gun, thank you very much. FBI issue submachine gun. Yeah. What's interesting is, like, playing through a lot of PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, I guess this would be a PlayStation from... I've got next. Anyway, PlayStation 1 games is what they prioritize in terms of the model. So Vagrant Story is a really interesting example. Vagrant Story, I think, is the best looking PlayStation 1 game. Because so all the like, obviously Final Fantasy, you saw Final Fantasy 7. Oh no, you didn't see Final Fantasy 7 because it had it had new models. But like, Vagrant Story has stylized sort of anime human looking models, but it's all like cleverly disguised. The models don't have a lot of details in the actual polygons, but they're really detailed in the drawings on them. Like it's all the faces are animated old school style where they change the animation. But like, yeah, like, and also hair technology has improved. It's always funny to look how hungry York is. Let's buy some lollipops because I'm going to need them. But yeah, it's nice to contrast them. Well, we're going to have to go for all our lollipops.
You've got quite a selection here. No wonder people come from all around.
He's got a submachine gun and a bunch of lollipops.
Me to go to Seattle for some help. I just got back.
I see. Well, I'll be sure to visit your store sometime. I'd like for you to take a look at my gun.
Understood. Look forward to it. The shop will be open again tomorrow. It's usually open from 2000 to 0600. See you then.
Yeah, it's just like... It had all the ideas. I don't think it needed all the ideas, but I like that it has some of the ideas, certainly. Oh, we've got 20 of these. We've got so much money as well, like, right now. Can a man overdose on Chupa Chups? We are about to find out. God, imagine standing there and watching somebody eat 20 Chupa Chups in a row. Like, that's a power move. That's... Oh, that's... Shut up, Wesley. Start Let me talk to Wesley again. I want to buy some more... Or do I have to go through this? I also enjoy that you can't buy more than one at once. Yeah, I've got $5,000. I've been doing excellently. He's paid very well. Oh, do we buy 5 at a time? I'm about to find out. Yeah, we do. Okay, that's not so bad then. Been a long day.
Yeah!
Alright, we found the murderer.
Hey there, FBI. I'm Keith Ingram.
You're named after a gun? Yeah, we just arrested him.
FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please, call me York. That's what everyone always calls me.
Okay, York. No problem, man.
So, Keith, I hear you run the Milk Barn convenience store.
That's right, man. Rock and roll!
Do you sell raincoats there by any chance?
Yeah, but nobody ever buys them, though. Anyone who wears one of them, I say, just ain't a rocker. But you know, that scar of yours, now that scar rocks.
This scar rocks? Now that's a new one. I'll drop by your store soon, and let's talk then.
Yeah, cool, man. Rock on, FBI!
Nobody's ever said rock on FBI. Lies. That's how I know Keith is the killer.
You're Isaac and Isaiah's mother?
Yes, I'm Lily.
Okay, I resisted the urge to press the mother button. It's not said in the right way.
I'm FBI Special Agent...
Agent York, right?
You are good.
The handsome special agent from the big city. The facial scar trademark. The way you introduce yourself. Everyone's talking about you.
Well, I can't say much about the scar. But the way I introduce myself, Zach and I consider it a kind of ritual of sorts.
Everyone has their own rituals. It's like always leaving the house left foot first. It's one of those things.
You certainly are a funny one.
So, have you noticed anything strange or out of place recently?
Well, Becky's been taking a couple of days off from work, but aside from that, I heard she was in shock after the murder. But...
You think there's something else?
Well, I took the boys along to see her today. She's always so kind to them, and they love seeing her too. But she took in the boys and told me to wait outside. Something about a special secret between just the 3 of them. I just couldn't understand it.
Now that's interesting. Thank you, Lily.
Perhaps we should give Becky a visit tomorrow, Zach.
Yeah, so... We'll leave those 2 alone. This is all new. Like, I'm booked 5 hours into the game. And this all interviewing the town, and we've met Polly before because she runs the hotel.
Mr. Morgan, you're quite an impressive public speaker.
Really? Thank you, Polly.
You reminded me a little of a play I saw when I was younger.
What kind of play?
I'm talking about back when this place was still called the Mercury Theater. When I was young, I used to come here often with my husband. God rest his soul. We'd come on the weekend to see the latest play. He'd always pretend to be uninterested, but I could tell he was excited inside. He was just one of those kind of guys, really, thinking about it now.
Really, Polly? So what's your favorite play?
Oh, well, I like so many. There was one in particular, but I can't recall the name anymore. Oh, it was a very famous one, too.
Something by Shakespeare?
Oh, no, nothing. one more bell that doesn't ring anymore. I've always been forgetful about the plays we used to see anyway. Oh, and my husband would get angry at me for forgetting what we saw. He'd go on for hours retelling what the play was about. His eyes were so sparkling, like a happy young boy.
I see. So, what's your favorite play?
Oh, I almost forgot, Mr. Morgan. We're going to have another guest soon. I have to get back and get things ready.
Sorry for having to hurry away. I'll see you back at the hotel.
Zach, I think she could embarrass the toughest of the FBI's interrogators. She successfully avoided answering my question, Zach. Amazing.
Yes, I sense... Sorry, I did genuinely get distracted by the existence of cow people. I sense that, like... Because it feels like an very old trope, the old lady with the back. Like, you don't actually really see that anymore, as far as I know. I mean, I am a shut-in, so maybe... I don't think I've ever seen somebody walk like that in my lifetime, at least not in the last decade. You look like you need to be somewhere very quick, so...
Oh my pot is getting cold.
It's roaming Sigourney. The pot lady. Oh, yes, I see what you did there.
Hey, mister, my pot is getting cold.
You are... who?
What are you saying? I'm Sigourney. Sigourney.
Sigourney. Okay. Now, what is the matter? Can you explain?
No time for chatting. I need to hurry. My pot is getting colder. Oh, you're useless.
Zach, we've met all sorts today, but really, she takes the cake. Amazing.
So, the most obvious contrast to this game is Alan Wake. I've got a friend at work who I showed Alan Wake. She fucking hates Alan Wake. She didn't like the person because he's a bit arrogant, which I get, but she didn't like the actual gameplay of Alan Wake. When it gets to the combat, is quite dull. Well, it's not dull, it's repetitive. You're constantly in... Oh, fair enough. I am in a kind of localized area of the UK as well. What was I saying? Yeah, the actual combat in Alan Wake is very, very repetitive. And while it does have sections outside of that, he always just ends up back at a forest. But the problem, I really like Alan Wake because I really like the writing by Sam Lake. It'd take me too long to explain the plot of Alan Wake. But the writing, because it's the person who did Max Payne and Control. The writing in Alan Wake, if he introduces a mystery, it's gonna get solved. Every single thing is going to be intricately tied back. So Alan Wake introduces right at the very start, you go to a diner, because it's based on Twin Peaks, and there's a lady at the back flicking on and off the light switch. She's everyone calls her the light lady, like the pot lady and the log lady. And that people are like, never mind her, she just likes going to all the places in town and testing out the lights. At the end of the game, you find out there's like a secret society, and she's actually been maintaining the lights because the town knows that somebody's going to need functioning lights to defeat the evil, because the evil is literally the dark presence in Alan Wake, and the dark presence cannot go where there is light. Oh, have I run out of time? It just gets impatient with me explaining stuff.
I'm FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan.
So Anna was killed, but why does that bring the FBI here?
It's Quinn Dunn, Darts Bar employee.
I have an interest in murder cases involving young women.
Well, you know, man, this might just be another case to you, but it means the death of a friend to me. I don't want you taking this lightly like it's just another case.
I never take anything of this nature lightly, I assure you. I'm here to apprehend the perpetrator who did this.
Yeah, because local enforcement can't shine their own boots, right?
Good point. You can't always count on the police now, can you? But that doesn't mean you're going to capture the perpetrator yourself, Quint.
How do you know my name?
His clothing's quite
I
detailed.
memorized the name of every citizen before arriving in town.
Fuck off.
I also
Did you?
know about you and your significant other.
You mean Becky?
Don't underestimate the FBI. We know and see everything.
I'm sorry if I was a little harsh. I want to help, I do. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, Zach, I'll tell you how I knew his name. He's got a small Q on his hat. That was the only name beginning with Q that I could think of. He was even kind enough to tell us his girlfriend's name.
Alright, fair enough. The game...
I can read him like a book, Zach.
The game did a thing there. You know what? Thanks to the popularity of things like X-Files and stuff, people do always assume the FBI are like hyper competent and not, you know, prone to the same stupid mistakes that every single large organization makes. And not just mistakes, obviously, like purposely bad things. Anyway, but I understand that obviously, especially in the 90s or 2010s, which is the 90s in my head, people always play the FBI this way. So what was I saying about the Log Lady? Yeah, so Log Lady in Twin Peaks, I don't know if you've seen Twin Peaks, or is a harbinger of sorts. She approaches. She's one of the only people in the town that the FBI dude approaches, and is taken aback by, like, because she's a bit odd, but she never lies. She sees, like, the log has seen things, and presumably the idea is she's seen things. The log is just a coping mechanism because her husband died, but like maybe it's a magical log. It's Twin Peaks. Who knows? The point is that the Twin Peaks treats the Log Lady with utter respect. She is the harbinger of all the stuff around Twin Peaks. Like she, in Twin Peaks: The Return, they brought back the actress. You just say actor nowadays, who clearly had actual cancer. It was very sad. That entire series is very sad because at least 6 people, by the time I watched that series, were dead in that series, like in real life. So, but like. The Log Lady was especially sad because it's very, like, they clearly understood she wasn't well. I mean, she literally had things, but like they baked that into the story. Anyway, but obviously it looks like the Pot Lady's just played for comedy value. Yep, I was taking too long. Don't even need to play this game. It's just gonna zoom me to people.
You're York, right? I'm Richard Dunn, the owner of the darts bar, Swery 65.
How'd you like the town? Oh, it's great. Aside from the murder that happened here.
Yep. Murder just doesn't fit with a small town like ours.
Well, Richard, I'll have to correct you on that. Crimes don't care about size. Big town, small town, just isn't a factor.
I guess you're right.
So, how did you know Anna?
I've known her since she was a child. She was the same age as my son. You know, she always stood out, being pretty and all, just like her mother, Sally.
What do you know about Sally?
Well, I went all through school with her right here in town. I never thought our children would be the same age.
I don't see her here today.
Ah, well, see, she lost her husband, and this time it's her daughter. She's at home right now, trying to make peace with it all.
The important thing about Twin Peaks is that it's a parody.
How long have you been in love with her?
A lot of the TV programs that were on at the time.
That scar of yours tells me you got your hands full too, right? Let's not dive into personal matters. It'll be better for you and me.
You're right, Richard. Collecting gossip won't help with the matter at hand.
I've forgotten her name. There's a YouTube channel that goes into it quite well. But the point is it Dynasty? There's clips of Dynasty where somebody gets murdered, and the very next episode, just life continues onwards. And one of the points of Twin Peaks is to play, like, Twin Peaks has a sort of soap opera feel to it. It's clearly a parody of soap operas at the time, American soap operas. and it kind of all feels dreamlike and weird. And The Return is nothing like that. The Return is very modern Lynchian. Like, the whole point is, like, a small town like that, people reacting genuinely how they would react to a small town murder. Yeah, it's, again, interesting contrast. Alan Wake doesn't have a young girl getting murdered. It's something very different. It just uses the sort of small Americana town. So Alan Wake's made by a Polish company, so they both have these weird perspectives about how they look at it. Oh, we got teleported again. I did not realise. Hang on. Oh, I was talking to someone.
Jim, thanks for your help in the forest. How are Isaac and Isaiah?
They're fine.
They really seem to love their grandpa.
Well, I guess they do, son. I want to keep them away from the filth of the material world as much as I can. Their mother agrees, which is why she lets me take care of them so often.
And that's why I want you to solve this case quickly and go home. Those rumors about that scar of yours do more damage than good around here.
I guess I reek of the material world, don't I? I have to, in order to do my job. But I understand what you mean.
I'd think the same if I was born in a place like this, Zach.
So yeah, in Twin Peaks, I really wish I remember the guy from Twin Peaks. In Twin Peaks, the main character, Luke Atreides from Dune, has a tape recorder he talks into, and we never see the receptionist who receives all the tapes until The Return. And yes, of course, you pan up computer game.
Hey, good looking. Nice speech.
Gina the Rose, Jack's wife.
And you are?
Oh, I'm Gina. I'm married to Jack. He runs the gas station. Call me the Rose.
I have a horrible feeling that the Rose is going to get murdered.
Oh, this old thing. Oh, you should see some of my other clothes. You? Oh, now you are cool. That scar really is a turn-on.
This game wins the award for realistic dialogue, which human beings would definitely say
how expensive
totally.
gasoline is nowadays. Some extra service would be great. Now, about my current case. Do you have any information on Anna? Have you seen anything suspicious?
Oh, I don't know. Talk to my hubby about the difficult stuff, okay?
This is getting us nowhere, Zach.
I ain't got nothing to tell the cops.
It's Jack, the Raging Bull, gasoline stand owner.
What about the FBI?
Shut up.
At least give me your name.
I'm Jack. They call me Raging Bull.
That's a manly nickname.
If you want info, it'll cost you. I only talk to Ben Franklin.
You know, first impressions are important. I can detain you for a few days, and maybe you'll become more fun to meet.
Zach, this is a waste of time. Let's go.
Yes. I feel like the game was putting in quite a lot of effort to, like, seed the town with a bunch of realistic people. Like, they're strange because this is a weird game and it's also, like, interpreted. You know what I mean? Like, we're seeing through a lens, but, like, you completely break the illusion of the rest of the town. Oh, yeah, we met Usher as well.
Agent York, you make any progress?
Of course, plenty. Tell me, Usha, when is Anna's funeral?
Oh yeah, we met.
That's still undecided. Sally isn't really in any condition to do it right now.
Her mother? I don't see her here.
Anna was her sole reason for living after her husband was deceased. Well, she's probably huddled up at home.
And I should probably take some time to pay her a visit.
Well, yes, you should. And I'd appreciate it if you could, too. But
I would have all manner of clever things, like lyrics I could work in, if I knew a single Usher song. But I don't, unfortunately.
Are you getting closer to catching the murderer?
Hello again, Fiona. Good to see you here.
Well, Dr. Johnson told me to be here. He said it would be important.
Well, that was good advice. He may be young, but he seems like a wise man.
Oh, and he's a very hard-working person, too. Everyone thinks he's some kind of weirdo, but I don't think so at all. People don't understand why he's in the autopsy room all day, but I do. He's doing research to make the world a better place in the future. You know, he already made a fortune in LA with his career.
I did not know that.
You didn't? Oh, the doctor is a very rich man. He has a really big house over by the lake.
Amazing, Zach. You must be loaded. Rich and young. A perfect combination.
But you don't get that feeling from him at all, do you? He doesn't show it. That's one of the things I like best about him.
Well, I could have been fooled if it weren't for you. Thanks for the valuable information, Fiona.
Yes, Fiona's got, that's, I mean, maybe not red hair, but that's sort of strawberry blonde. No, it's not. That's brownish red hair. Right, the reason I'm mentioning it is, no, that's very red hair. Turn off our light, that's weird. Turn off the light. The light. Thank you. I mean, if I stand still long enough, it would just teleport me to that next person, right? Is that everyone? Won't let me talk to him. These buildings are very large for such a small town. Oh.
Good evening, Agent.
It's Brian the Insomniac.
Good evening, Mr.
Brian, the Gravekeeper. Brian.
Mr. Brian. I like the retro look. Auditioning for Little Grave on the Prairie?
Anna. Oh, she was so beautiful. Too soon.
You know, I was going to say don't insult him, but...
The grave. So sad. So sad.
I totally agree. That's why I'm here, looking for the one who did it. Were you close to her?
Anna, her smile, so warm. Anna, blonde hair, so bright.
Yeah, the stomping. It would be really funny.
Graveyard somewhere in town, Zach. I'm not excited about the idea, but maybe we should at least check it out.
To find a horror game like this, and like the murderer turns out to be the first really creepy person you meet. Like, obviously it's not going to be Brian, but like, wouldn't it be funny if it was like, yeah, it's just that guy. It's pretty obvious.
Let's go outside.
I don't think it's going to be anyone that serves a function. It's obviously not going to be the gun dude. Oh, that was the chapter? I'd be very surprised if I used a continue in this. What is it? I'm not sure what all this money's for. Oh yeah, that peace sign again. The upside down one. Potato! That's all I've got to say about that.
Well then, Agent York, do you have any plans for this evening?
I was going to head back to the hotel and go over my notes. I need to contact HQ and give a progress report too.
Okay, then let's call it a day here.
Sounds good.
Contact my office when you finish your report. We'll pick you up tomorrow morning. Diane, the owner of the art gallery, should be back soon.
All right.
Oh yeah, we're not spoke to Diane
yet. Hold on, Agent York. We're going out to eat at Nick's Diner. Would you like to come with us?
The diner? That might be nice.
Thomas is a great cook, but Nick is the real deal. No visit to Greenvale is complete without eating at the A&G.
A very appealing proposition. Zach, what do you think? We can always go back to the hotel after eating dinner. Or go directly back to the hotel. You decide, Zach.
Might have to turn the game down slightly. Yeah, let's eat with them.
I've been sheriff here for a long time now, and this is the worst murder I've ever seen.
And I thought you were
Our
going to say the
town
worst
is a
burger.
little odd in some ways, but it's usually a peaceful place.
We had our fair share of cases, but just the regular stuff. A high school kid shoplifting from the milk barn, maybe, or some hot-headed kids fighting, fueled on liquor. Nothing more than that.
Agent York, what kind of cases have you dealt with in the past?
Not much different from those you've just mentioned. The case I was on until last month, well, the guy killed 7 girls in a 3-month period. He sawed their heads off from the neck and took them back to his house. He cleaned the skulls up and used them as utensils in his daily life, to eat from or as a urine cup. He hated women. That was his way of dealing with it. He'd fill skulls with ice, cola, and rum, and he'd down it in one gulp. For him, that was a holy ritual. The question of his mental state was the pivotal point in the court case.
Oh, man.
For me, he was insane. 100%. Drinking from the skulls, well, that is one thing. But those he had used to relieve himself, he would then just use them to drink from, too. Yeah, that was too much for me. It's just not sanitary.
not sanitary. That's probably not the problem for most of us.
What else? Ah, yes. An ingenious law school student raped over 800 victims. That was a nasty one.
Thank you, Agent York. Now, let's talk about something else.
You don't want to hear anymore? That's a shame, isn't it, Zach? I was just about to get to the good part, too.
Sounds like you live in a totally different world. You're like an elite agent who just jumped out from a movie or something. In your eyes, we must look like we're just playing cops and robbers. I give up. I can't compete with you.
Don't say that, Emily. The cases you have solved are
Yeah,
all
I should have warned that
full-fledged crimes.
it's gonna get dark
Crime
in a
is
weird
crime.
tonally way as well.
Size doesn't matter. There is no big and small. Crimes always have a criminal. And a
It's definitely not going to treat things with the respect it
no
deserves.
victim will ever welcome a crime, no matter what its size. So, fundamentally, there is no difference in size.
Well said, Agent Morgan. We work day and night to preserve peace and order in this town. You understand that, right?
Of course. But still, I don't view shoplifting and Anna's murder as the same level of crime.
Me neither. I never even dreamt that such a thing could ever even happen in this town. I keep on expecting to see Anna here in this diner, waiting on tables.
Excuse us, Agent Morgan. We should have made dinner a more uplifting experience. Let's call it a night.
Okay. Good night, then.
I've forgotten what the FBI agent's called in. I don't think they are. I think that's just for that one scene, but. Yeah. My apologies. I had no idea that's where that scene was going. Yeah, that was weird. What do you want me to do now, game? Okay, I guess I should do that. Okay. We are low on petrol.
Zach, we can take a rest if you're tired.
Maybe we should have switched our car up. I don't think we went the right way. Right. Now it does kind of look like we're going in exactly the wrong direction. But I'm hoping I can wind around. Check the map. Oh, I turn right there. So I guess that is the whole map there. Okay, yes, I believe this will take me on the right track. What time is it? I'm not sure how long I'm going to be streaming this for. Oh. Doesn't have anything to say. Okay, fair enough. Right. There's the hotel. Oh, we are almost out of fuel, and I don't know what happens when you run out of fuel. Oh, welcome back. Might need to get myself a cup of tea or something. A typewriter. See? Told you it was a typewriter.
Okay then, Zach. Let's go back over our progress. First, the victim, Anna's death. She was found hanging from a tree in the forest. She was cut open with a knife from her chest down to her stomach. That was the direct cause of death. The strangulation marks and skull fracture were caused after death. Her tongue was also bit off, and I found something inside her mouth. Do you remember what that was, Zach?
Maybe. It was red seed, I think.
That's right. We found the same red seed.
Didn't realize that'd be a test.
According to Emily, it was raining when Anna was killed, but traces of tears were still evident on her face. Which means the perpetrator killed Anna under a roof in the lumber room, and then carried her body into the woods after it stopped raining. We found numerous important pieces of evidence at the site of the crime. A total of 4 things. Knee prints in the grass, wood chip of metal dust, a photo of a man with a tattoo on his back, and one other thing. Do you remember what that was, Zach?
Broken stiletto heel.
That's right, a broken stiletto heel. Aligning this with the other evidence suggests that 2 people came into contact with Anna's body prior to it being discovered by us. Those being the perpetrator who killed Anna and Miss Stiletto Heel. There is also the possibility that a third party carried Anna to the woods. That means we could be dealing with 3 people. 2 or 3 people. In any case, Miss Stiletto Heel may have vital information. We need to find her next.
We didn't use forensic methods, but we're still closing in on the criminal. Have I forgotten anything?
Ah, of course. The marks on her hand tell us that Anna was gripping something when she died. Do you remember that, Zach?
What do you think she was holding on to?
Hope. Bedwig.
That's wrong, Zach. Come on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Answer again. What do we suspect Anna was holding?
What is that? A round object?
That's right. A round object. The marks on her hand suggest a peace mark. The man in the photo found in the woods had a tattoo of an upside-down peace mark on his back.
Ooh.
These two could well be related. But we don't know for
I'm gonna need to get more drink.
Next, the townfolk. A few are worthy of special attention. Carol McLean, the singer and bar owner. She's Thomas's sister. Then there's Nick Cormack, the owner of the diner. Both of them seem to be hiding something. There's Diane, the owner of the art gallery, who's out of town. Then we have problematic...
So Diane, Harry are both names from Twin Peaks.
Both will be tough to crack. Well, we just have to go one by one. I've been thinking, one of the biggest rewards here is the fantastic food. Enjoying food is cultural, and yet it's also a bit uncivilized. It's interesting how good food motivates me to work harder during investigations.
Oh, and on Emily's back, it was strange to me. Hey, don't take that the wrong way, Zach. I wasn't getting all excited or anything. But it did make me feel strange. Nostalgic and sad almost.
It's starting to rain. I think this case may take a while.
Root beer. I think I tried root beer once because they sell there's a tiny American section in Tesco's. Go go! I hear there's a thing called a root beer float. I don't think floats exist in the UK. I'm not 100% sure about that. Okay, that was a chapter? So one of the things that happens in Twin Peaks is the dude immediately falls in love with the town. He's just like, this, you know, this place is beautiful. Like, like the rustic life is just like so just wonderful to him, and he just basically loves all the inhabitants for it. And he's sort of a weird person in of himself. I want to look at. Oh, no, I don't want to see the leaderboard. I don't know why leaderboards exist for this. Hey, that was episode 1. Oh my god. That was all episode 1. Okay. Because these games are usually not very long. They're like 20 hours max, usually.
Are you thirsty?
Well, yeah, I've just run out of drink.
You must be very thirsty.
I mean, that's what the button was for, yeah.
You only take milk with your coffee.
I don't like coffee, to be honest.
Coffee with milk. That's all.
That's the woman who was murdered.
Who are you?
My name is Becky.
Becky Ames, Anna's friend.
What are you doing here?
My name is Becky.
Anna's friend?
My name is Becky.
Okay, well, her name's Becky.
After your throat is quenched, you must do what you must do. Take a sip of coffee and go.
Huh?
Right, so you may have noticed the stream is called How's Annie, May? How's Annie is a quote from Twin Peaks. How's Annie? How's Annie? I couldn't explain it because it's a spoiler for the entire series, basically. But she's not called Annie May. It's just because this is a Japanese game and, you know, it's very anime. I added. I'm explaining the pun. But, but like on the YouTube, obviously they won't be able to see the title of the thing. A dummy for hanging costumes. Give me the creeps, though it could be useful for jackets and stuff. Okay, sometimes it lets me use the TV, but there's flashing. So what about that? I think I'm full, so well, I thought I was full, maybe I'm not. Cookie! So this is the equivalent to the Velvet Room of Twin Peaks. Red leaves fluttering in the air. Chandelier hanging from above. Can this riddle be solved, Zach? I don't see a chandelier. The floor's covered with red leaves, like a carpet laid for VIPs. Right. I'm gonna make myself a cup of tea. I have returned. I should have probably considered ending the stream, considering it was the end of the chapter. And I could have pivoted to Tales of Berseria. We're close to finishing that game, but since I'm sitting down still playing this, I guess I'm gonna play for like another hour. Maybe. I don't know how I'm gonna cut this up in the future, and I shouldn't worry. Ooh, what's this? I have no idea what that is. But, can't tell what time it is because I accidentally opened the video. Oh, it says there. I have almost been playing for 4 hours. We should leave this room. I might then. But, like, if I end the stream, I'm just starting another one. Just it'll be a different game. Oh, you know what I'll do? Because it saved my game, right? So I can faff around. What does it want of me? And I've made a cup of tea now. What do you want me to do, game? Oh yeah, we're in the red room right now. There must be a lot of characters in this game. Do we have any gacha games? Oh yeah, recently I think I figured out why the Final Fantasy Remake 2 is called Final Fantasy Rebirth, and I don't know how I feel about what I realised what's going on with that game. Maybe I need to observe it first. It's locked. Okay, I've observed that it's locked. Okay, why? Just go for the open doors. Yeah, I know about the red leaves. What chandelier? I can't see a chandelier. I'll just take his word for it. Did I not stand in perfectly the correct place? That's it, I just didn't stand perfectly in the correct place. Okay. Oh, I can control this. I knew that. It's perfectly obvious that this is controllable. Hello, small child.
Me. That's me when it happened.
The scar? Oh yeah, you have to shave.
Zach, this case looks like it's directly related to us. I do not know how yet, but I do know I need some coffee.
George said he'd have someone pick us up in the parking lot. Let's get some breakfast with Polly first.
Right, yes, you know what? I've, Lollipop has been moved to the toolbox. Let's quickly change our clothes. It looks brand new, awesome. Change clothes. Yes. Let's clean these clothes. Yes, please wash that. That's been cleaned as well. Okay. I'm gonna switch games. We're gonna play a little bit of Fall Guys before we move on to Bizarria, I think. But I'm gonna put an outro on this section. Because I'm gonna put it on the YouTube. So for all you YouTubers in the future, all you archaeologists, and of course all the lurkers that may still be watching as well. Wrong button, John. Thank you very much for watching. I've been the John Struct. I've been having a deadly premonition adventure. I premonitioned all those things, didn't I? It was in the dreams. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Farewell.